Oxygen level critical.
A movie is a visual story, a book is words on a page. Both come with their own restrictions and freedoms. Movies show the audience exactly what is happening, while books spend time describing setting and people and allow the imagination of the reader to fill in the gaps. So, how do you transfer a story between the two mediums? Well, we have to start with the sad realization that not all books can, or even should, be made into movies. I can hear all of the book purists scream in agreement. But I think The Martian is a great book to be made into a movie for a few reasons. The first is point of view. In the book, the reader watches Mark Watney from a third-person limited point of view, but we also get access to his journal entries. This lets us into his thoughts without actually being in his mind. This is a tool that greatly helped the movie. Generally speaking, movies do not show the thoughts of their characters explicitly. They must be inferred or understood through their actions, but Watney allows the viewer into his mind through the video journals. The video journals work because since Watney is alone, it makes sense that he would talk to something to keep his sanity. Secondly, the tone and overall feel of the story is correctly carried over from the book to the movie. The movie captured the character of Mark Watney wonderfully. His sense of humor, his resourcefulness, and his hatred of disco music are all there.
I'm definitely gonna die up here if I have to listen to any more god-awful disco music.
This is essential in bringing a book to life on screen. Audience members want to feel like they are watching the book. If you try and change the tone and feel to your liking, then fans will be angry. Third, staying true to the theme of the book should be priority when making the movie adaptation. This is something that The Martian changed. In the book, the story ends with Watney explaining how the humans can come together no matter the cost to save one of their own. In the movie, we do see crowds of people cheering and waiting for Watney's return, and we see the Chinese help with the resupply. But in the end, the audience is left with a message about solving the problems of life and moving forward. Both themes are good, but in this situation, the book may have done it better. Fourth, cast correctly. One of the biggest strengths of this movie was casting Matt Damon as Mark Watney. Damon played this role beautifully. This is by far the most important role in the film and the most critical performance. I think the rest of the characters were well casted for the most part. I know there's some anger about Venkat being renamed Vincent in the movie and that he is an Indian, but I don't think this made a serious change to the story. Fifth, cut out non-cinematic parts. Now before you start angrily typing, hear me out. Not every book needs to be made into a movie, and not every part of a book should be included in the movie either. For example, in the book it took about 30 minutes for Mark to receive a message from NASA after it was sent. This is looked over in the movie because of lack of time. We can't sit around for 30 minutes waiting for Watney to receive a message. In one way, it hurts the feeling of isolation, but on the other hand, it would have dramatically slowed the pacing of the movie for the worse. The book also details how Watney scientifically solved some of the more complex problems. Some of these descriptions went on for pages. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, it just isn't cinematic. This movie kept what scenes worked, threw out what didn't, and revised what needed revisions. This is what book movies should strive for. Everyone has read a book and gotten to that one part and thought, wow, this book would make a great movie. Those moments can be wonderfully captured on screen, but they are not the only parts of the book. Even some of the biggest book purists have to admit that some parts of books just aren't cinematic. However, I do not like the idea of Hollywood will be Hollywood, which basically says Hollywood will change certain areas of the story just for on-screen drama. Movies that come from books should really focus on bringing the book to life in the most cinematic way possible, not Hollywoodifying the book. Whether it's a book or a movie, the story is what's most important. And that story should be modified to best fit its medium.
You have terrible taste in music.
Thanks for watching.